Hey, I'm Sparrow Nicole. I play Angie on The Summer I Turned Pretty, and this is Young Entertainment Mag. Hey, thanks for having me. And I just want to mention that we are filming this before SAG-AFTRA has called any type of strike, but if they do, my episode will come out potentially during a strike, and I won't be able to talk about anything on social media, but I just wanted to note that this was filmed before any of that. The audition process for Angie looks like pretty much any other self-tape. I got on Actors Access, and I saw the audition, and I wanted to make sure that I watched some of the show before I sent off the tape, before I recorded it, because I actually hadn't seen the show yet. And so I watched a few episodes of the show, and I actually noticed something in particular that once you hear it, you'll see it all over the show. But I feel like a lot of the actors will kind of laugh while saying their lines. They'll be like, hey, it'll be that kind of thing. And so I made sure to do that in my audition because I feel like it matches the tone of the show. And so I feel like I'm kind of happy that I did that. I would do like, hey, it's good to see you. So I'm really glad that I caught a bit of the show. But then it was just a self-tape, sent it off, and I got the availability check. And the availability check was actually kind of crazy because we filmed the day before I was set to fly off to college. I go to college at USC in LA, and so the availability check was between that date and the first dates of my first days of school. And so I was like, yes, I'm available, but I do have a flight on one of these days, but I'll do it. And it all worked out because it ended up just barely not being right before my flight. Yeah, I actually hadn't read the books before I auditioned for the show and before I was on it, but I had heard a ton about it because, it's The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, of course I've heard of it. I was in high school when the first season came out, and so a ton of my friends watched it. My best friend's little sister watched it, and she told me the whole plot. She told me all of the drama, all of the twists. Yeah, so when first auditioning for this, I actually didn't know what impact Angie had in the books. When you get an audition for this type of co-star, couple days shoot, I was just like, okay, I'm just, some random girl in the ring toss station, no big deal. But then I talked to some friends who had read the books and were big fans of the books, and I was like, yeah, this is my role, I'm Angie, and whatever. And they're like, you're Angie? They're like, I know exactly what part you're talking about. And I was like, yeah, with the polar bear and stuff, and they were like, yes! So, after knowing that, I was just really thrilled to be taking on this, iconic role. I was really excited that fans would recognize me, and it's always so exciting when you're reading a book or you're watching an earlier season and the character is mentioned, but you don't know what they look like yet. And so readers have read this book and imagined this girl 1,000 different ways, and now every time they read the book, that'll be my face for Angie. It's so crazy having this character that's existed beforehand, but now all of a sudden my face is ascribed to it. I think that's so crazy, and I think that's just so exciting to look at. Angie is a girl that runs the ring toss station at the Carnival, and she has a little bit of an encounter with Conrad, maybe strikes his attention a little bit. And in the Ego Cast breakdown that I was given, she was described as sweet, self-possessed with a natural charm. And I just loved that. I think she's this character with such confidence. I think a lot of the time characters who kind of take away the attention of the male romantic lead from the main character are often villainized a lot, and people hate on that character. But I think Angie isn't a hateable character. I don't think she's some big villain. She's not some seductress that's trying to take him away. It's they're all teenagers, and it's no one's fault that he's a bit interested in her. So I think that she's just a really confident and sweet character who has absolutely no negative intentions there. I actually did not get to speak with Jenny. She actually wasn't on set that day that I was there, which is unfortunate, but I feel really similar to Angie. And you specifically ask how do I feel about the name Angie? I feel like that was my touchstone with this character. She's such a Angie, she goes, hi, my name is Angie. It's so bright, it's so fun and confident, and Angie was Angie's one of the only characters that I've ever played that just is truly that innocent. Pretty much everyone else I've ever played has had a bit of a mean streak. She is the nicest character I've ever played. And I just like feel a lot of just natural confidence and security. It says, you know, in the breakdown it says she's self-possessed. Like, she's just very secure in herself, and she's not afraid to smile at a cute boy, and so I really love her confidence, and I really love her security, and I think that I can relate to her in those ways. Coming into this already established cast on The Summer I Turned Pretty was actually such an amazing experience. That set is so friendly and so kind. You know, I like talked to everyone there, and I was talking to one of the makeup artists, I think it was, and she asked me like how long I was there, and I was like, oh, I'm only like, you know, today's my last day. And she was like, oh, that's such a bummer. You know, I feel like this production always casts the best people, and we have to say goodbye to them so soon. And I think that's such the environment. Like, they don't cast bad people. They don't cast anyone. They don't hire anyone that's going to make it a negative environment. And so, like, it was one of the most welcoming sets I've come on to. Everyone there was just so nice and such great people, especially the leads. Lola and Christopher were absolutely amazing. They were so amazing. You know, I've been in this environment where you come on and you're just a co-star, you just come on to a set for like a day or two, and you don't really talk to the leads. The leads, they're, you know, they're busy, they're doing their thing, and they aren't really gonna go out of their way to talk to you. Lola and Christopher were probably some of the only leads that I've worked with on a production that like purposely like come up to talk to me, you know, and I would tell them how I was leaving for my flight to USC the next day, and I talked to Christopher about that. Christopher he's actually a shy guy. He's quieter than you'd expect, because his character is all like, well, he's kind of brooding, but you know, his character is the guy. But Christopher doesn't have any of that type of arrogance of like the hot male lead. Christopher was the sweetest guy. He was quiet, and he was so nice. He talked to me every time we would walk to a location together. He was so sweet, and we would just have like actual real conversation that I feel like I don't normally have with other leads. And Lola was amazing. She was so sweet. She is the only lead that has ever like walked up to me on purpose. Like, I was just sitting in my little corner doing my thing, not gonna bother anyone. And Lola came up to me and she was like, hey, you were on Stranger Things, right? And I was like, yeah, I was. And we talked about that experience for a while, and she sat down next to me and we just chatted. They are both the kindest people, the nicest people. They are both so sweet, so amazing. And even though I was only there for a short time, they totally brought me in and didn't make me feel like I was just like sitting on the sidelines that whole time. I actually do not know if they built the whole carnival for the show. I think they might have. It was a fully operational carnival, but I'm pretty sure, because it wasn't on the normal boardwalk in Wilmington that there normally are carnivals, I think they built up that entire thing for the production, and they had the whole thing running. Like, there were people on the spinny thing and like people on the rides and stuff, and that was all background. It was all extras. And it took maybe an hour or two just for like my short scene. You know, we got to do it all these times over in the burning heat, and it took probably like half a day. You know, they were filming other things in that carnival a lot, but I would say for my scene it probably took like an hour or two. We were constantly, you know, that's how the film world works. You constantly redo it over and over, even though you're like, haven't we done this already? You keep doing it over and over. Yeah, Junior Mint sat behind me the whole time. He was up on the ring toss station with me. And I actually don't know how many Junior Mints there are, because I know that I worked with one Junior Mint, but who knows? I've got to bet you there's probably a ton of Junior Mints, because they're going from location to location. I don't know, but I only saw one Junior Mint, but he was adorable, and I loved working with him. He's probably my favorite coworker, my favorite cast member from that set. We just had the best experience together. My favorite part about playing Angie, well, I've said that she is probably the nicest character I've ever played, so I liked getting to play nice for once. I really enjoyed that. And also just, I'm so glad that this character was on this particular set, because I had an amazing experience on this set. You know, Wilmington's a beautiful place. I've been there a couple times for filming, and I love it every time. It is actually Wilmington is where I shot my first ever role, which is on a show called, Good Behavior, and I was just a co-star, and that was my first role when I was like 13, and so then to be coming back like 5 years later, the day before I go off to college, and I was back in Wilmington, and I was on that set with those such amazing, nice people, so kind of everything was what I loved about filming Angie. I think Angie, she is the type of like effortless girl. She is the girl that like wakes up like this. So I think she like gets up, probably doesn't even put on any makeup, like maybe a bit of mascara or something, and she just goes to work, you know? And I think she's a summer girl, and so those bright yellow shorts were just, I loved those. And so I think she sees them and she's like, yeah, like, it's a summer vibe, it's bright, it's sunny, just like her. And so I think she picked out those shorts and she was like, yeah, this is the vibe for today. And then she just like goes to work, like she does not put too much thought into it, too much effort. And then she's the type of girl that you're just like, why does she look like that? And she didn't put in any effort. My get ready with me, right before set. Well, this particular set, I had to get there at like 5 a.m., which is pretty regular, and the hotel we were at was like maybe 40 minutes away from where we were at, and I had to have my mom drive me because we were immediately going to be road tripping back to Atlanta so that we could make it to my flight, because as I said, I was going to USC for film production. So my get ready with me was wake up and have coffee, immediately coffee. But the nice thing about going on set is you don't have to think about your makeup or what you wear. I think I did wear a Stranger Things shirt. I think I put that on, you know, gotta kind of rep, you know. But it's so great. You don't have to do your hair, you don't have to do your makeup, you do not have to worry about what you look like because everyone else is gonna worry about what you look like and you just get to sit there. It's great. And so I just got my coffee, put on my Stranger Things shirt, I grabbed my little set bag. I always bring a book because you do so much just sitting around. And then I go on to set. And going on to this set was really fun because this was one of the biggest trailers I've ever had. I had a whole, like, it was maybe like the half type trailer, but there wasn't any like barriers that I could like hear my neighbor or anything. You know, so often I'm in the honey wagons and you can like hear your neighbor. I had a whole like half trailer to myself. And it had like a whole bathroom and shower and everything. I was like, this is the life of luxury. And then I had to hair and makeup. And I think the makeup situation for this was kind of funny because, you know, makeup had heard that I'm kind of like the other woman, the other girl. And so they give me like this smoky eye and everything, and it was like kind of seductress look. And then someone else takes a look at me and is like, she looks like 30. She's supposed to be like a 15, 16-year-old girl at the boardwalk. She's not some crazy seductress. She's like the girl next door. And so we had to wipe it off and start over with the makeup. But I think that story is really funny. So yeah, then once you got your makeup and your clothes on, I was also really happy with the costuming because when I had my fitting, the white shirt that I have with the cutely fitted yellow shorts was the very first thing I tried on, and that one was my favorite. And everyone we tried on afterwards, it was a little baggier, it wasn't as cute. I was like, I really like that first one. And so we also had we had a bigger shorts option, but I really loved those cute little ones. And so then when I walk into my trailer first thing on set and I see that cute white top and the cute yellow shorts, I'm like, yes, I got the cute look. Oh, if I was asked, I would come onto season 3 in a heartbeat, definitely. I mean, it's the summer I turned pretty. I would love to. What would Angie be doing? Who knows? Is she gonna... I don't want her to be some sort of villain for Conrad, you know. I think she and Belly would become best friends. But we've got books to follow, so we'll see. Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah? That is the age-old question. Gotta say, I'm Team Belly. That's all I can give you. Team Belly. Team Belly. Stay strong. I'm Sparrow Nicole. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe to Young Entertainment Mag.